A seasoned painter of 45 years, Lesia Sochor earned her degree in fine arts from the Philadelphia College of Art, was part of the vibrant arts community in Woodstock, New York, and migrated to Maine in the 1970s and put her creative roots down. She co-founded Art Fellows, the first art gallery in Belfast, started and directed the Art Annex, and has taught through residencies and museum workshops for 25 years. Throughout her career, Lesia has created image series of themed narratives that hold personal meanings, such as the one shown tonight, depicting the connections between women and sewing. She is an alumni presenter from 2012. Please welcome Lesia.
Good evening. Thanks for coming out. Delighted to be here. This is an 11-year evolution of paintings which began with a spool of thread. So in 2008, I began painting spools of thread as a connection to my female ancestors. This iconic object's history communicates such meaningful purpose and labor. The spools are an homage to my grandmother, mother, and daughter. At some point, it took on a metaphorical meaning. What began as connection to family evolved to include all of humanity. We share a common thread. I find such beauty in this simple, elegant object, and attaining the sheen of the thread was crucial. I wanted to incorporate the process of sewing, so I began using pattern paper as my ground. And not only did it add a layer of meaning, but to my surprise, the oils took on this buttery quality, and thinning with terps gave me a desired transparency, a delicate transparency. Thoughts of my mother's beautifully sewn clothing led me to paint garments. In some cases, accentuating the breast, I became absolutely fascinated with fabric and how it laid on the torso. In other cases, it became abstract form. You know, there was a time when many sewed their own clothing. And I think that despite technology, there's still this yearning for tactile process. And in fact, there's a huge resurgence in the handmade. These were shown at CMCA in 2013 in Rockport. Naked mannequins in storefront windows led me to provoke this exploration of this cool and creepy, real and unreal armature of the female form. I was sort of intrigued, and questions arose about couture, image, identity, and sexuality. As I was painting this image, the collapse of the Rana Plaza factory occurred in Bangladesh, killing 800 garment workers. I became ever more aware of that question: where are our clothes made, by whom, and under what conditions? Paris originals are tattooed from a Vogue pattern or tattooed onto this mannequin, and an inner dialogue begins. It could go something like this: can I wear this? Can I afford an original? Do I care? Am I too fat? Will I look good? Will I feel confident? And the ultimate question: what will people think? My process: I hunt for sewing patterns, and I'm often knee-deep in them, searching for just the right marking, curve, line, language that would best fit the design of the image. I then cut, arrange, and collage over the drawn figure, and then apply thin layers of oil. Maddie wore this dress to my daughter's wedding. Wow, I loved the zipper, the color, and how she looked in it. The world of fashion. What impression do we want to create? An outfit can define or reinvent us, reveal personality, age, sex, politics. While watching the Oscars, I just started to think about all the money and labor that goes into making these haute couture dresses. And so I posed the question on her back: who puts your zipper in? Each painting in this series tells its own narrative. Can you guess who this is? I discovered that Georgia O'Keeffe actually designed and made her own clothes. She crafted a signature style, very intentional, as we know, of how she wanted the world to see her. Using a simplicity pattern, the markings emphasize the simple and stark design. Thanks to Chanel, many of us have a little black dress in our closet. If made of good quality, it could last for many years. I feel we've been seduced by fast, cheap fashion. I advocate to buy less, choose well, and make it last. My muse for this was Lady Gaga. She rocked the house when she sang the Star-Spangled Banner at Super Bowl 2016. She was a force in this red glitter Gucci outfit. A feminist with style, swagger, and attitude. Here I am. This is the sartorial self. This was a three-person inaugural exhibit at the fabulous new gallery in Portland called Cove Street. I'm here with Gaga and a painting by Frederick Lynch, and the third artist was Crystal Cawley. It was a terrific show. Ah, what? Yes, this is me, and this is the story. I went through an esoteric crisis about a year ago. I was questioning all I had done, the why, the purpose of it. We artists can be pathetic creatures. I was paralyzed. I didn't know what to do. My darling husband said, go to the studio, sit, and just see what happens, which I did. And after a pile of those abstractions, I began to realize what I was doing. I was repairing a wound, in part caused by my internal questioning, and in part caused by the art world and my place in it. I limited my palette to red, black, and white, and this is charcoal and watercolor. The concept of repair led me to the Japanese practice of boro. Out of necessity, peasants repurposed and stitched worn pieces of clothing to prolong their garments. And nothing was wasted. I am not a fan of torn jeans. To me, it's somehow irreverent to rip fabric intentionally. This is done with colored wax sticks and a watercolor wash, and the threads are done with whitewash. And a final thought, I see repair as a call to action, not just to fix material things, but to mend our ruptured world one stitch at a time. Many thanks for your attention. I appreciate it.